Hello everyone and welcome to Study IQ English. I'm Joycey Joy. In this video, we'll be discussing about Make in India. So let's see what is Make in India in detail. First, let us come to the basics of Make in India. So Make in India, from the name itself, it is clear that this initiative is intended at manufacturing in India or promoting manufacturing in India. That is to promote Indian goods or to promote manufacturing in India, Make in India. So it's an initiative which was established in 2014 by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the goal of boosting domestic manufacturing and attracting foreign investment. We can say that there are two major objectives for Make in India. First one is to boost domestic manufacturing, that is to manufacture within the country, domestic level manufacturing. Second one is to attract foreign investment, that is to encourage foreign investors to invest in India, to make India a very attractive destination for investment and manufacturing. These are the two objectives of Make in India. The Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, that is DPIIT, has undertaken the initiative. So along with that, Ministry of Commerce and Industry and Government of India. So these are the three major institutions that are leading this initiative. DPIIT is the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. Second one is Ministry of Commerce and Industry and the Government of India. These are the institutions which are leading the initiative. Now, there are 25 focus sectors in Make in India. Let's see what are these focus sectors in Make in India. First is automobiles plus automobile components. Manufacturing of automobiles and components of automobiles. Second is aviation. Third is biotechnology. Fourth one is chemicals. Fifth is construction, defense, electrical machinery, electronics, food processing, IT and BPM, leather, media, mining, oil and gas, pharmaceutical, ports, railways, renewables, roads, space, textiles, thermal power, tourism and wellness. These are the 25 focus sectors of the Make in India initiative of Government of India. Now, when you see these focus areas, these 25 focus areas, you will understand that these focus areas are aimed at promoting manufacturing as well as the allied activities along with the manufacturing. That is, it aims at promoting manufacturing. Manufacturing, along with that, whatever activities are aligned to it. Like for example, ports, railways, etc. These are those allied sectors or those allied activities along with manufacturing to promote exports and to promote trade. So, these 25 focus areas gives us a clue that this is about manufacturing and allied activities of manufacturing sector. Now, let's come to various sectors involved in manufacturing Make in India. So, these are the various sectors involved. First is manufacturing sector and second is services sector. From the focus areas also we will understand that both the manufacturing sector and the services sector are the two sectors which are involved in Make in India. First, coming to manufacturing sector. Within manufacturing sector, these are the subsectors. It includes aerospace and defense, automotive and auto components, pharmaceuticals and medical devices, biotechnology, capital goods, textile and apparels, chemicals and petrochemicals, electronic system design and manufacturing, leather and footwear, food processing, gems and jewellery, shipping, railways, construction, new and renewable energy. So these are the subcomponents of manufacturing sector, subcomponents within the manufacturing sector. And services sector is also included in Make in India. The subcomponents or the subsectors of services sector includes information technology and information technology enabled services, IT and IT enabled services, tourism, hospitality services, medical value travel, transport and logistics services, accounting and finance services, audio visual services, legal services, communication services, construction and related engineering services, environmental services, financial services, educational services. These are the various services or subcomponents of services sector included in Make in India. Now coming to the objectives. What are the objectives of Make in India? Goals or objectives of Make in India. First is to increase the potential of manufacturing sector up to 14% per year. Increasing the potential of manufacturing sector means that the contribution of manufacturing sector to the overall GDP. Potential is the maximum utility to increase the potential of manufacturing sector. Second one is employment generation, to create 100 million additional jobs. Okay, in addition to create 100 million jobs in the manufacturing sector by 2022. Third is to increase the share of manufacturing sector in GDP to 25%. That is about 1/4. So 1/4 of the GDP should be contributed by the manufacturing sector. That is the third objective. Fourth is to ensure development of skills. Why? Because skill development is very important. On one hand, we have a huge demographic dividend. We need to explore the potential of this demographic dividend. Now, secondly, this demographic dividend also needs to find employment opportunities. But what is the problem? There is a gap between the demand and the supply of skill sets. Not the laborers or the employees, but skill sets. What the industry needs is a different kind of skill sets which the labor force of the country does not possess. So skills or enabling the demographic dividend of the country to find ample employment opportunities, skill development is a very important component. So ensuring adequate development of skills among the urban poor and rural migrants. Migrants are those people who migrate from the rural area to urban area in search of better employment and better living opportunities. In order to foster inclusive growth, in order to promote inclusive growth, to encourage environmentally sustainable growth. That is the fact of sustainability. That is the sustainability element. Sustainability component. Enhancing the global competitiveness of Indian manufacturing sector. How? By promoting manufacturing and thereby promoting exports, becoming globally competitive. And various sectors like railway, insurance, defense and medical devices were opened up for foreign direct investment. So, various sectors like the railway sector, insurance, defense, medical devices, all these sectors were opened up for more FDI. This is to attract more foreign investment. And when the investment increases, this increases the potential for growth or GDP. When investment increases, production increases, thereby the growth or the GDP also increases. Now let's understand what are the different schemes launched under the Make in India initiatives. Within the ambit of Make in India initiatives, there are various skills launched by the government. First is Skill India. Skill India mission aims to skill at least 10 million individuals in various sectors in India. So, providing skill, and this will improve the employability. To improve the employability of the youth or the working age population in various sectors. And in order to take the Make in India initiative forward to turn into a reality, there is a need to upskill the large human resource available. India is blessed with a huge human resource or a demographic dividend. So, we have a large human resource available in the country. Upskilling, that is providing skills, are very important. Its importance increases due to the fact that percentage of formally skilled workforce in India is only 2% of the population. This is very important. Now, this data itself shows the significance of Skill India mission. Why? Because Skill India mission is important for the country because only 2% of India's population has received a formal skill development. So that's why it is very important. Second is Startup India, and this program Startup India was initiated to build an ecosystem that could facilitate the group of startups, drive sustainable economic growth and create large-scale employment. So this program called the Startup India. Startup India is again intended at creating employment opportunities to build an ecosystem, that is investment ecosystem, with the growth of startups develop sustainably, that is sustainable economic growth, and to create large-scale employment. Next is Digital India. So Digital India Initiative. Digital India Initiative was brought in to transform India into a knowledge-based and digitally empowered economy. To transform India into a knowledge-based and digitally empowered economy. That is to improve the digital transactions in the economy. It's a flagship program of Government of India, and vision is to transform India into a digitally empowered society. That is to increase the number of digital transactions and thereby increase the transparency and efficiency. And it also gave impetus to e-governance initiatives, that is providing the government services through an electronic platform. The next one is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, and it's an initiative for improving the financial inclusion in the country. This is aimed at improving financial inclusion. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, it was undertaken to ensure financial inclusion and access to financial services like banking services, deposits, remittances, credit, insurance, pension, etc. in an affordable manner. As we said, the purpose of Jan Dhan Yojana was to improve the financial inclusion in the country, thereby provide accessibility and affordability to everyone, especially the vulnerable group, into the formal financial net. Next is Smart Cities Mission or Smart Cities. It was brought in to transform and rejuvenate Indian cities. Smart cities brought in to rejuvenate the Indian cities. And the goal is to create 100 smart cities in India through several sub-initiatives. And this scheme was launched in 2015. So target is 100 smart cities. The cities were given 5 years to complete the projects under the mission, and expected year was 2021, but most of the projects got extended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Next is Amrit, which is Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. So Amrit or Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation is also a urban area development scheme of the government, urban area development initiative of the government. This initiative focuses to build basic public amenities and making 50 cities in India more livable and inclusive. So this initiative, Amrit initiative, aims to build basic public amenities like transportation, mobility services, etc. in the cities, and making 500 cities in India livable and inclusive. Livable means providing basic amenities to improve the standard of living. Then making it inclusive means these services are available to everyone, especially to the vulnerable group. That is the meaning of inclusivity. Now, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, it's a cleanliness drive undertaken by the government to make India a nation promoting cleaner and basic sanitation and hygiene. So it's a cleanliness drive aimed at promoting sanitation and hygiene. Next is Sagarmala. Sagarmala is a scheme developed for developing the ports and port-led development, thereby ensuring that the potential of the water resources of the country is utilized maximum. So development of ports and port-led development. Flagship program of Ministry of Shipping, and India has a coastline of about 7,517 kilometers, and within that 14,500 kilometers are potentially navigable waterways. So because of its strategic location, this can be made use for promoting India's trade interest. So development of ports and port-led development is the objective of Sagarmala. ISA or International Solar Alliance is an alliance of 121 countries. India was the leader in this alliance. So these countries, 121 countries, mostly falling between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. That means the countries receive maximum sunlight. So these are the countries who lies between, either completely or partly between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So this will promote research and development in solar technologies. This will help combat the climate change related issues, or to fight the climate change related issues. It will also help in promoting renewable energy. Next is ACME. ACME is accelerating growth of New India's innovation, And this was launched to achieve the innovation ecosystem in the country by connecting people and assisting in commercializing the innovations. So ACNI is aimed at promoting innovation. Next, the reasons for not achieving the targets of Make in India. So as we said, there were several targets set under Make in India which we were not able to achieve. What are the reasons? Make in India was overly reliant on foreign funding. There was an over dependence on foreign funding and foreign investment. As we said, one of the major objective was itself to promote foreign investment. So that was one reason. Second is lack of policy concentration. Lack of enabling policy. Third one, twin deficits of the country. Fiscal deficit and current account deficit. Fiscal deficit is when the expenditure of the government is more than the borrowing. That is, total expenditure is more than receipts. That is borrowings. So expenditure is more than receipts. That is high borrowings leads to high fiscal deficit. This is one component of twin deficit. Second one is current account deficit. Current account deficit is when the exports of the country is less than the imports of the country, or imports are higher than the exports. So current account deficit. Then third one is lack of investments. Fourth is NPA crisis with the banks. When banks face the NPA crisis, NPA is non-performing assets. When a loan, its principal or its interest is overdue for more than 90 days, it becomes a non-performing asset. So when a bank loan has turned into an NPA, the banks will not have sufficient resources to lend more. This will affect the investment ecosystem, thereby the productivity. So high NPA in the banks is another reason. And the target of 12 to 14% of annual growth rate. We have already seen that the target or the objective of Make in India was to achieve an annual growth rate of 12 to 14% in the manufacturing sector. So this is above the capacity of India's industrial sector. Next is FDI inflows into the country. They are mostly oriented to capital market. So these are all the reasons. Now coming to second version, that is Make in India 2.0. Some newer sectors have been added like capital goods, auto, defense, pharma, renewable energy, biotechnology, chemicals, leather, textiles, food processing. So these are the major focus areas of the second version of Make in India, Make in India 2.0. For the manufacturing sector, plans are coordinated by the DPIIT, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, while Department of Commerce is coordinating the services sector. And these are the list of 27 sectors under the Make in India initiative. So these are within manufacturing and these are within services. Within manufacturing, aerospace and defense, automotive and auto components, pharmaceutical and medical devices, biotechnology, capital goods, textile and apparels, chemicals and petrochemicals, electronic system design and manufacturing, leather and footwear, food processing, gems and jewelry, shipping, railways, construction, new and renewable energy. These are the sectors under the manufacturing, subsectors under the manufacturing sector under the Make in India initiative. Coming to services sector, IT and IT enabled services, tourism and hospitality services, medical value travel, transport and logistics services, accounting and finance services, audiovisual services, legal services, communication service, construction and related, engineering service, environmental services, financial services, education services. These are the various subcomponents under the service sector under the Make in India initiative. So that's it about Make in India. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the very best.